Over the past decades, science fiction films have taken audiences on journeys far beyond the boundaries of the universe. The magnificent, comfortable, and endlessly inspiring spacecraft always captivate and fill us with longing. However, in reality, astronauts endure cramped spaces and harsh living conditions throughout their flight journey. Everything began to change when Elon Musk's company, Starship, announced its bold plan for the Starship spacecraft. This is not just a means to transport humans to distant lands like Mars, but also the embodiment of the aspiration to enhance the quality of life in space, turning science fiction dreams into reality. But what if it's all just an illusion, and the truth is that ship is merely a solitary monastery adrift in the cold, vast emptiness of space? SpaceX's Starship is a remarkable spacecraft, not only due to its colossal size but also because of the grand ambitions it pursues. In the history of space exploration, the Saturn rocket, the vehicle that first took humans to the moon, has always been regarded as a symbol of immense power and scale. But now, Starship has overcome every challenge to become a new beacon of hope, paving humanity's path to conquering the cosmos. The Starship consists of two main components: the massive booster rocket called Super Heavy and the crew and cargo compartment known as Starship. The 71-meter-tall booster section acts as an immensely powerful engine, enabling the spacecraft to break free from Earth's gravity. Meanwhile, the 50.3-meter-long Starship section will serve as the living and working space for astronauts throughout the journey. When fully assembled, this complex stands at a height of 121 meters, equivalent to a 40-story building. This is the largest spacecraft ever built, surpassing both the Starship Stunum and iconic landmarks like the Statue of Liberty in New York in terms of height. The Starship impresses not only with its massive size but also stands out with its superior power and impressive payload capacity. S familiar Falcon 9 rocket, a staple in the company. When fully fueled, the total weight of Starship can reach up to 5,000 tons, equivalent to more than 100 fully loaded Boeing 737 passenger aircraft with passengers and luggage. To lift such a massive payload, Starship utilizes the most advanced engine system available today. The Super Heavy booster is equipped with up to 33 engines, while the Starship has an additional 6 engines. In this system, 3 Raptor vacuum engines are responsible for propelling the spacecraft through space, while the remaining 3 engines are used for takeoff and landing when passing through the atmosphere. Notably, these engines use methane and liquid oxygen as fuel. This is a breakthrough because this type of fuel is not only efficient but can also be produced directly on Mars, enabling spacecraft to be self-sufficient in supply during long-duration missions. Here are the 2 English translation options as requested. This is not a vehicle for short-term flights, but the foundation for settling and working on other planets. Starship is turning the dream of space exploration from a distant fantasy into a tangible reality. Starship is not merely a colossal spacecraft with unparalleled power, but also the realization of SpaceX's bold vision to enhance living and working conditions in outer space. Thanks to its continuously refined design, this vessel promises to deliver an experience far beyond any comfort standards astronauts have ever known before. In the past, spacecraft cabins were often very cramped and limited in space. Astronauts had to live and work in a confined environment with minimal conditions just enough to sustain life. For example, Russia's Soyuz spacecraft is notorious for its cramped interior, forcing astronauts to practically curl up in the cockpit. Even more modern American spacecraft like Crew Dragon, Starliner, or the Space Shuttle only provide minimal comfort. However, SpaceX changed the game with the Crew Dragon, the predecessor to Starship. Designed for reusability, the Crew Dragon boasts a spacious interior and a modern aesthetic, exuding the beauty of the future. The interior of the Crew Dragon is designed to be sleek, featuring modern touchscreen panels that provide a comfortable feel and make astronauts feel like they've stepped into a sci-fi movie. Since 2020, the Crew Dragon spacecraft has successfully carried out multiple flights, transporting both professional astronauts and civilian passengers to the International Space Station, ISS. With Starship, SpaceX once again shatters all creative boundaries. Although the detailed design is still being finalized, the initial images and models clearly reveal the goal: to create living spaces that are more comfortable and convenient than any previous standard. While it may not demand luxurious interiors like Earth-based apartments, there will certainly be significant improvements compared to current spacecraft. Starship is designed to carry a maximum of 100 people on future missions, but to ensure comfort and minimize psychological stress, this number may be lower. The ideal group size for extended trips typically ranges from 10 to 20 people. This is a crucial balance, as in confined spaces, a lack of privacy or reduced social interaction can lead to tension. The living space inside Starship will be designed with multiple floors, each approximately 2.8 meters high, equivalent to the standard ceiling height of typical apartments on Earth. The floors will be optimally designed to serve various functions, including rest areas, common living spaces, storage areas, and even hydroponic farming zones. This not only ensures sufficient food for the crew throughout the journey but also creates a sense of familiarity akin to life on Earth, helping to alleviate stress in the harsh environment of space. Creativity in design lies not only in spatial arrangement but also in meeting the comfort needs of each individual. Each person will have their own private space designed like a small studio, compact yet fully equipped for comfortable rest and relaxation. Starship doesn't just stop at carrying humans into space. It carries an even greater mission: to become the first vehicle to bring humanity to Mars. With its groundbreaking design and independent operational capabilities, this spacecraft promises to turn the boldest dreams of settling on Mars into reality. To achieve this goal, Starship has meticulously calculated every essential factor for a long-duration journey, including designing comfortable living spaces while ensuring both the physical and mental well-being of the entire crew. The fuel production capability on Mars has been optimized to the fullest to meet the challenges of the arduous journey ahead. A flight from Earth to Mars would take at least 6 months. During this seemingly endless journey, astronauts are forced to live in cramped, isolated conditions, like a prison floating in the vastness of space. Therefore, the living space on Starship is designed to be spacious enough to avoid a cramped feeling while optimizing the area for essential equipment. The decks of the Starship are not just for rest and daily activities but are also equipped with exercise areas to maintain the crew's health in a zero-gravity environment. The Starship plan has one standout feature: the ability to reuse the Starship for consecutive missions. After delivering people or cargo to Mars, the ship can refuel using the planet's available resources. With methane and oxygen produced from Martian ice and atmosphere, Starship can be ready for the journey back to Earth or to continue exploring farther regions of space. In addition to its primary role of transporting people, Starship also plays a crucial role in delivering essential equipment to sustain life on Mars. From autonomous surface exploration rovers and water filtration systems to resource extraction equipment, all will be handled by the Starship. This ensures that when humans set foot on Mars, they will have all the necessary tools and equipment to begin a new life. Elon Musk has emphasized that the ultimate goal of Starship is not just to send a handful of people to Mars, but to build a self-sustaining civilization. That's why every detail in the ship's design is geared toward long-term sustainability. Starship must not only successfully complete its initial flights but also operate reliably for decades to come, serving hundreds of missions and thousands of people. Currently, Sir Paushik has made remarkable progress in the development of the Starship spacecraft. The recent test launches have proven that the spacecraft is ready to advance further, capable of achieving precise orbit and performing complex maneuvers such as stage separation and vertical landing. These successes demonstrate that the prospect of sending humans to Mars is no longer science fiction, but is becoming more feasible than ever. Although Starship has opened the door to sending humans to Mars, surviving and thriving on the Red Planet is an entirely different challenge. Mars is an extremely harsh environment with countless challenges that humans must face if they want to live there long-term. First and foremost, we must acknowledge a truth. Mars is entirely different from Earth. Its atmosphere is extremely thin, nearly devoid of oxygen, and primarily composed of CO2. This means humans cannot breathe directly on Mars. To survive, we need life support systems such as CO2 to oxygen generators. Fortunately, this technology has been successfully researched and tested by NASA in the Mars 2020 mission. In addition to the air issue, the climate on Mars is also extremely harsh. The average temperature there is typically around -63 degrees Celsius and can drop even lower at night. To cope with these harsh conditions, Martian settlements must have efficient heating systems and be safely shielded from cosmic radiation. Unlike Earth, Mars lacks a strong enough magnetic field to block radiation, leaving humans vulnerable to harmful solar radiation. Another major challenge is groundwater. Although there is evidence that Mars possesses ice at its poles and beneath the surface, extracting water from this source is far from easy. Humans will need machines and technology to extract water from ice or even from the planet's arid atmosphere. Water is not only vital for drinking but also an essential element for producing oxygen and fuel for spacecraft returning to Earth. Food is no small challenge. We cannot transport enough supplies from Earth to sustain long-term life in space. Humans are forced to grow their own food on Mars. This requires developing closed farming systems where crops can thrive in a gravity-free environment with limited natural sunlight. Hydroponic areas, where crops are grown using nutrient solutions instead of soil, are being considered the top potential solution. Additionally, the mental and psychological health of astronauts is also a crucial factor that cannot be overlooked. Living in an enclosed space, completely isolated from Earth, can create significant psychological pressures. The common living area and recreational zone will be designed to minimize feelings of isolation while helping the spacecraft's crew maintain a relaxed state of mind. Elon Musk and SpaceX are striving to overcome this challenge, turning the seemingly impossible into possible. From generating clean energy through solar panels and applying hydrogen technology to produce electricity and water, to constructing sustainable settlement projects, all require systematic investment and development. Starship is not merely a spacecraft, but also a gateway to the dream of a future where humanity can live and thrive beyond Earth. Starship is not just an ambitious project in theory, but is gradually becoming a reality thanks to breakthroughs in its manufacturing and real-world testing processes. Elon Musk and the SpaceX team are tirelessly working to make this spacecraft the most advanced space vehicle ever. To date, SpaceX has built and tested launching multiple Starship prototypes at its facility in Boca Chica, Texas, USA. Every test is a step forward, contributing to the refinement of the ship's design, performance, as well as the device's technology ISN. One of the standout achievements of the testing process is the successful integration and operation of the Raptor engine system, the most powerful engine ever developed by SpaceX. The Raptor engine is designed to use methane and liquid oxygen as fuel, not only achieving high efficiency but also being easily reusable and environmentally friendly. This system was successfully tested, opening up the possibility of conducting flights not only to Mars but also returning to Earth. In recent tests, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone when the Starship not only successfully launched but also performed complex maneuvers such as separating from the Super Heavy booster, flying to the end of its trajectory, and returning safely. These achievements are clear evidence of SpaceX's remarkable progress in its journey to conquer space with reusable rocket technology. However, the journey of building Starship has not always been smooth. There have been multiple failed tests, but with each setback, SpaceX has gained valuable lessons to refine the design. It is the spirit of perseverance and relentless pursuit that has brought SpaceX closer to its ultimate goal. Currently, Elon Musk aims to have the Starship spacecraft conduct its first crewed flight into Earth's orbit within the next few years, before setting its sights on Mars. Simultaneously with the testing process, SpaceX is also building infrastructure systems to support the Starship, such as mobile launch platforms and in-space refueling systems. Starship is not just a massive and powerful spacecraft, but also a symbol of humanity's aspiration to explore new horizons. With its cutting-edge design, versatile reusability, and the goal of expanding humanity beyond Earth, Starship has turned what once seemed like science fiction into reality. Looking back at the development journey of Starship, we can clearly see the dedication, relentless effort, and unwavering spirit of innovation from SpaceX. From the first prototypes that burst into flames during testing to the successful launches into orbit, Starship has proven that with determination and a bold vision, humanity can surpass all limits. Starship not only ushers in a new era in the aerospace industry but also marks a turning point that transforms how we perceive the universe and humanity's place within it. This opens up the possibility of turning other planets into a second home, allowing humanity to break free from Earth's limits and explore mysteries yet to be unraveled. But most importantly, Starship serves as a reminder that the desire to explore and create will forever remain an inseparable part of the human spirit. Though there are still many challenges ahead, every step SpaceX takes brings the dream of reaching the stars closer than ever before. We are living in an era where every miracle can come true. The Starship is not merely a spacecraft, but also a beacon of hope guiding the future of humanity. Who knows, perhaps one day soon, you might become one of the pioneers on the journey to Mars, riding aboard this legendary starship. The journey to conquer the universe has begun, and Starship is the first great breakthrough. The world is not confined to Earth alone, but extends to countless other planets awaiting humanity's footsteps of exploration.